Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Silent Hill Ascension pre-show. I'm Eduardo, and I'm with Noah, who can't stop laughing. But regardless of that, we'll still tell us what the run of show is, regardless of what you and the audience are doing to her.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Lordy, Lord, indeed. We will see how tonight goes. I'm confident we're going to have a great time. So this is our pre-show. It's 5:40 p.m. Pacific time. It's a Wednesday. It's beautiful, a bit gloomy outside. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we do the pre-show. Then the show at 6 p.m. Pacific on weekdays. And then the post-show right after on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
So that's the thing. That's from Noah. So again, while you all get like your energy out there, we love to see it. But remember, we're in Silent Hill Ascension, that socially interactive streaming series where all of you collectively shape and experience its ever-evolving story. It's not just meta jokes. It's actually the story itself. So you collaborate and compete on the choices you want to see happen occur. When the decisions end, that choice is canon. It's the story that is shaped by all of you, the participating audience, every day. Now, one of those scenes, again, we're setting up a little bit, right? We had that scene where Carl was redeemed. We had the Morgan scene, some big moments, but, building up. Those of you who have seen it yesterday got to see the children in action. This is one of those scenes where Rachel and Eric are more concerned about Faith's behavior. If you haven't seen this clip, you'll see why. Now, Rachel does want to seek answers about her disappearance. So we're going to have that setup scene on screen. Please enjoy it. We'll be back right after.
I'm worried about her, Rach. Faith's been acting strange ever since she came back.
I know. It's like she doesn't want to be anywhere near me.
I'm blighted. My words are woe, my deeds are rot. But I am not lost. By hollowed blade I draw out my affliction.
Where did you hear that? Who taught you to say those things?
The lady in the woods. She taught me lots of things.
Nora? The lady who brought you back to us?
I'm not telling you.
Faith? If you know something, you really need to tell us, sweetie.
Rachel, you're upsetting her.
We might be separated, but I'm still her mother, okay?
Faith, why don't you go to bed? Mommy and Daddy need to talk.
If we're ever going to find out why she's acting like this, we need to know who took her in the first place.
I know, but push her too hard and she shuts down. We won't learn anything. Did you see what she was doing? Faith was performing a Foundation bloodletting ceremony. She knew all the words, Rachel.
She's just like me.
Rachel, did you teach her that ceremony?
Are you serious? Of course not.
Then who did she learn it from?
That's what we need to find out. What about Nora?
What about her?
Don't you think it's suspicious that she just showed up at the Foundation with Faith?
I guess so. I mean, they're keeping her locked up there until we're sure we can trust her.
If she's the one who took her, who did this to her, I want you to find...
Just come out and tell me.
Please, Eric. Just try. For Faith.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that, whether that was your first time watching it and catching up with us, or had you seen it yesterday, because now it's time for us to discuss the story so far. We'll start with that scene, right? Like children say the darndest things, Noah.
Yeah, it gave me a throwback to Joy dying. We experienced it very hardcore. Joy dying right off the bat when the season started. And here's Faith, Rachel's girl. Rachel was the one that told Joy to do the ritual in the beginning, and Faith is reciting the very same ritual, basically. I remember because she's like, I draw out my affliction and like the dolls and that's when Joy died, I think.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing, right? She picked it up. Rachel and Eric is like, when did she pick this up? I'm sorry, parents of the year here are like, how could she have possibly picked this up somewhere? We were so careful while bringing her to our cult. There was no problem. We fought. We had this under control. what?
Right. They really did think, they thought they had it under control, but it seems that, yeah, the surprise element is a bit surprising that they are surprised. But still, you know, she does exhibit a talent. I feel like she has a future in the foundation with these like reciting skills, and it's very convincing how she works the puppets there. And I love how Eric, can I do my Eric impression again?
Go for it, yeah.
It's like, rage. Sorry. But anyway, it's like, rage. I think Nora's fine. Like, he's so useless. I don't know. Yes, man.
Well, the funny thing about Eric is like his hope has also like gone down. We'll actually talk about Eric a bit later in the show. And but by the way, speaking of creepy children, right? We also had Orson. That was in that scene, but like Orson also like with some pretty terrific phrases in that scene where he kind of like has the book being read, and like you had one or two noted actually. I think Noah, right?
Right. I love the line. To suffer is to thrive in the grove of dead trees. This should be in every child's song.
Oh yeah, no, just perfect. It's always good to have the wisdom of I don't know how old Orson is, 6 to 10-year-olds. Clearly, they're the ones who know the best here. Astrid
He's
not
wise
having a
beyond
great,
his ears, though. Yeah.
of course. Astrid maybe not having a great time. Still hugs the child. That's a plus based on, compared to Rachel and Eric there. But we kind of have also a third scene, right? And that's linked to the decision closing today. So production is going to put that up on your screen, the decision closing today. Noah, if you can read that out for us.
I'm going to try my damnedest. But how will Brit react to being banned from the support group? Because we did see also that she's accused of getting some guy named Jonas to overdose. So this is a fake decision. She could respect them, the group, and leave, which is the redemption option, or she could beg to be let in, which is the suffering option, or tell them off, which is the damnation option. Now, that's so cruel. Between the sponsor and the support group, it's like people say, you know, like, I don't know, this with such friends who needs enemies, really. This is terrible.
No, I mean that's a good way to put it, right? I mean, you're like, look, I've been going through a hard time, but the nicest thing is I get to go to my support group and get the help I need. What? Yeah, just honestly, not a great time for Brit. It really, now again, the decision is close between Redemption and Damnations. There's kind of like the Suffering Rally, which is just a blockade because it's at 9%. So Redemption's like kind of winning by a bit here. But I saw in the audience, by the way, they're like, our whole goal now that we've got the origin scene is to keep Brit sober. It's like their stated goal.
I like it because we're not just a sinful bunch here. We're not just a lustful, sexual entity, collective entity here. We are also people of morals, and we want to see our homie Brit sober. We do care, you know. Just because somebody, you know, is maybe a bit promiscuous sometimes, I'm looking at you, audience. It doesn't mean that they can't support the right thing, which in this case, I really do think there's a like clear right thing, which is like, my opinion, helping somebody stay sober is the moral thing.
No, I definitely agree. Now, Noah, you know this is coming to long-term things. So you know, I'd like you to kind of describe the Fate and Hope system. Plus, you have an overworldly quality to your voice. I don't know if you've been visiting the Overworld, so like it works really well with this idea of fate.
Oh, amazing. Okay. I love having a distorted voice almost as much as I love being blurry. The decisions and the endurances and the puzzle, all of those contribute to whether or not a character will face redemption, suffering, or damnation in the Silent Hill Ascension final. So their fates decided across the length of the season, as you witnessed with your own very eyes. A character's hope needs to be high enough for them to survive a crucial story moment. So let's talk about the interactive series here.
Yeah. So a big key thing, right, is we don't want you, just the audience, to like kind of make a decision and get the outcome and not get the results of that. Because like character development's a really big part of shows, series, movies, any kind of form of narrative entertainment on the planet. So it's important that when you're making these decisions, right, it kind of tracks on which side it's on and what's going on in terms of the characters' kind of long-term outcomes. Now, that's kind of like the faith system, essentially, right? As many as you know. And the hope system is more like the kind of like in-the-moment accidental stuff, like the puzzles you're doing, the, again, those endurance scenes. But something that's interesting, by the way, one of the characters we're not going to feature tonight, we'll talk about Eric in a bit, but one of the characters we're not featuring is Rachel. Now, Rachel's hope was very low, Noah. But I've actually looked at it as part of research, on the other characters, and Rachel's hope has actually started going back up slowly.
Right.
I guess people sympathize with her finally.
Yeah, because again, Eric, he discussed it on our last show. We did the horror movie No. It's a big faux pas of having sex in the horror show. It doesn't mean good things are gonna happen to you. And we lost the respect. Even though we made him do it, we still, I've been there. I've been there when I got what I wanted, and then it just made me lose respect for somebody. Child, I don't know. But,
you lost respect for him, but you're going to keep talking about it. We got Eric's character profile to come, so that's going to be on screen from production. No, I know you've lost respect for him. You've said so yourself, but I still want you to talk about Eric. Why did you lose respect for him? Why did the audience lose respect for him?
Okay, so the general sentiment here is the strong redemption and negative hope now. So the top decision here was whose side will Eric tell Xavier that he's on? And the answer, the choice you made was Faith's, which was the redemption option at 67%. And the most heated decision was how will Eric respond to Xavier's invitation to the orgy? And he said, y'all chose that he would offer himself as the satyr in the iconic scene of the orgy, which was the domination option, and you chose that over stop Krista from participating, which was redemption, by less than 0.1% difference.
Yeah, and by the way, one thing that I like about this is like, the audience is like, okay, his motivation's faith. He's got to be a good father. He might want to remind himself of that. He's a little too Morgie brain distracted, I think, right? That's Eric's problem right now. Is like he is concerned for his child. We did see the scene, right? And he is concerned. But he's lacking like a competency side to the parenthood.
I'm telling you, he's useless. I told this, but you can really feel it, and he's drained, like so many other people. Once they do the deed, there's nobody to talk to for a while there. And it is disappointing, as always, especially when your child has really disturbing behaviors, and you're like, oh, Rach, Faith is being weird. And Rach is like, I'm going to find out what happens. I don't care if I have to take my third eye out.
Third eye?
I don't know, in case she has one, the
Oh, she has an
one.
extra spare, right? So, like, she takes out the third one, and the second one sticks that way. You're right.
Yeah,
it's better to think of one in the back of the head.
She's a spiritual person. She has a third one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, cut the gift aside. That would work, yes, for sure. But, she's like, yeah, she was like a little bit earlier, like, look, I got results. I got our child back. And then the fact that Faith is reciting bloodletting rituals, not important. I got her back. That's what matters.
Right. Yeah, she's back, and it don't matter how weird she is. Honestly, she was a bit of an odd one before. And really, the only person to blame here is Rachel. Just kidding, but also Eric. But the parents, I feel like Orson, similarly with Orson, he was biting before he disappeared.
That's fair. Yeah. He's just more bitey.
He's more biting.
Like he's new and improved, extra bite.
With an extra bite, exactly. And Faith here is just being extra creepy. But they had the seed of creepiness and the bite inside of them all along, I think. And it's just unleashing, like similar to the overarching thing in Silent Hill world, is that stuff that brew inside you can really evolve into something monstrous.
Yeah, something far, far, far worse. So now the thing is, right, we got Brit, though, speaking of something monstrous right now. So by the way, Damnation is coming back.
Damnation. I love me some damnation. Y'all know this. I don't know. I just want to see, some people just want to see the world burn.
Yeah,
But,
so I mean,
how
tell them
much-
off is a fun option. I do agree, like, tell them off is a fun option to people who have left you. And it is close, we respect them and leave. You know, it's just like, look, again, one of my favorite scenes of the show is when Astrid, like, goes to her mother and she's like, get out of here. Like, just, I don't want to deal with you ever again.
Right, and I think that was the redemption one for Astrid.
It might have been suffering, but like Astrid's been like redemption all the way. Well, we'll talk about Astrid in the post show a little more, right? But because like we haven't covered Orson and Astrid as much. Obviously, we had Eric and Britt, like because the scene we're gonna see, we saw a lot with Eric. We wanted to kind of make sure that we made that clear to you, the audience. So, but yes, we love to detail the characters and how they've kind of like reached these arcs.
Right, and I see Atai here says, just take the second eye. I don't know why I went straight for the third. She could definitely take the second eye. And Saki Pinwiti, 1121 says, Team World Burn. We shall see.
Fair enough. And the thing is, the world might burn in a few minutes when our show starts, but because it's almost time for the show, we do have a special message, actually. So this is just for people who have had performance issues during Endure, such as video freezes. If the Endure scenes have been fine for you, don't worry, you can mostly ignore this, get ready for the show, get some water, popcorn, whatever you need for tonight. The big thing is we added something. So if you go in your settings menu that's represented by the cog, this won't cut off the show, so you can listen to our sultry voices as we get through this. There is an option added, so that's actually on your screen. That third option, essentially the one that says Endure avatar icons. If you switch that off, that will remove the like kind of the headset pop, but that will reduce the rendering load of all the avatars that pop up and may improve your performance. So again, if you had freezing style issues during the Endure scenes, this is for you. If you haven't had issues, that's fine. If your issues were more about button overlaps and different kind of glitching that might have happened on the kind of action side, that's separate. Our team is working to resolve that urgently, so it's not fixed by this, but we will look to fix that.
Right. Thank you, Eduardo, and thanks, team, for the update. Let's start recapping here because we are getting really close to the show.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? We saw the kids. We saw the men. We didn't talk about the lady in the woods, but she was mentioned by Orson. She was mentioned by Faith. That was a key thing. Both children mentioned the same Lottie lady in the woods, and that's really important to think about. Essentially, what are we going to do? How are you going to figure that out, right? You, the audience, know this. It's probably setting up to something else. As we go on in the future days and weeks that come out on the show, keep an eye out for what this may mean. But the kids tell the truth, right? So they're letting you know. Now, the thing is, our show is going to start in about 1 minute and 15 seconds. So, decision that's going to play out in about 4 minutes is the one with how will Britt react to being banned from the support group. Currently, it's looking like Redemption's going to take it, but it's not too far if Damnation people want to take it down. As a reminder, in the post-show, Noah and myself will be back. We will break down the scenes for you. You'll be, well, and hopefully our delightful company, and you feel the same way, audience. We love being with you as well. But in the meantime, show's going to start soon, so we got to leave you. For Noah, this was also Eduardo. We'll sign up for now, but we will see you just after the show and the endurance scenes.